There are lots of different ways to file your taxes online here in Germany, but which one is the best and which one should you use? In today's video, we're going to compare two of the most popular German online tax return apps, Taxfix and Wundertax, and see which one is the best. Hey guys, I'm Josiah. On this channel, we are talking about life here in Germany. If that sort of thing is relevant to you, be sure to subscribe for future content just like this. And if you find today's video helpful, it would be great if you could leave a like behind. All right, let's jump into it. Now let's jump in and compare these two services against one another. Stick around to the end to see which service gave me the best overall tax refund. For starters, both of these services have a very different design approach. Taxfix gives you one question at a time in hopes of keeping the process clear and easy. Taxfix has a very app-like interface. Even when you do it on a computer, it feels like you're on a mobile device. It doesn't have the traditional tax vibe. Wundertax, on the other hand, is a little bit more traditional. It gives you a section of questions, so you're able to easily see multiple questions within a certain category. Prices, they cost the same, $34.99, $34.95, so there's a 4-cent difference. How these two services approach language is also very different. Taxfix allows you at any point in time to switch between English or German. With one click, you can have all your questions and explanations in either one of those languages. Wundertax, on the other hand, is actually running on a completely different site when it's run in English, and I couldn't find a way to easily switch between German and English. Now looking a little closer at Taxfix, some of the strengths with this software, it is very mobile friendly. The app takes advantage of the camera on your phone. You can scan and automatically import things into the tax return filing process. Taxfix has a very simple and streamlined interface that guides you through the process one question at a time. And if you find a question that you need to skip, it'll automatically add that skipped question to a to-do list on the side. So you have your separate to-do list that you can go back to later. I really like that you don't have to go and hunt down questions later and find where those questions were, but it automatically sets them aside for you. Very, very nice feature. If you're filing jointly, they use a different color for the spouse as yourself. So all my questions were in green and the questions pertaining to my wife were in a nice bluish color. So you could just visually know who are we talking about when I'm answering this question. Some weaknesses when it comes to Taxfix, because of how it only asks you one question at a time, I found that it could easily become very redundant. I had to answer the same flow of questions multiple times for each one of my children. And then again, from my spouse's perspective for my children, I feel like they could have cut down on the amount of questions they asked. The English was also a little bit struggling at times. It was a little bit confusing. It might just be me that I'm used to doing my taxes in German and not English. I got confused a few times, but because I could easily switch into German, I could read it in German, then it made more sense to me, and then I flipped it back into English. So even though I did the test in English, I still had to opt into German a few times. When I needed to go back and find a specific question to maybe make a change, I found that quite challenging with Taxfix. Every question you skip gets added to their awesome to-do list, but if you need to go find a specific question that you already answered, that was a little bit tricky and challenging to do. Although having an app is great, when I scanned and imported some of the data, it missed some of the numbers and added 3,000 euros to one of the categories. So you for sure need to go back and double check all of the numbers of everything that you import if you do it on your phone. Now looking at Wundertax or Germantaxes.de, some strengths with this service, it is much faster to complete. If you want to quickly get your tax return done, this is definitely the way to go. They actually marketed that you can get it done in 15 minutes. I was skeptical, but actually it was pretty quick. I don't know if it was exactly 15 minutes, but it was fast. As well, their questions are very clearly written and articulated. I never was confused, and their process is also very clearly laid out. I felt I had a good hold of where I was in the process and how much longer I had to go until I was done. Some weaknesses with this particular service, the mobile experience was okay. I definitely preferred to use my computer. Some of the questions wouldn't format right on my phone. I had to flip it around. And so overall, it works better on a computer. A handful of the questions should have had more of an explanation or access to a help article. For example, it asks for insurance costs. I wasn't sure what insurances I should enter in this field. What if I have more than one? I needed a little bit more details. In closing, what are my final thoughts when it comes to Taxfix versus Wundertax? For the fastest return, Wundertax is the quickest way to file. For the most mobile-friendly option, Taxfix is the best one there. But which service gave me a better tax refund quote? Well, Taxfix quoted me a return of 992 euros, whereas Wundertax gave me a quote of 1,198 euros. There's a 205 euro difference between these two quotes. All I did was answer all the questions the software asked and let them guide me through their process. In the end of the day, for me, what makes the final decision between these two is which one gives me the better tax refund. But let me know in the comments below which service you decide to use when filing your tax return in this coming year. I hope today's video has been helpful and you get a great tax refund whichever service you use. You certainly can't go wrong with either of them. I hope today's video has been helpful. Be sure to subscribe and leave a like behind. We'll see you guys next time.